video. And we are talking about tonight. You see the title. Stop making so many enemies. This is something we're gonna have to get good at. Stop making too many enemies. So many enemies. And if you are a peaceful person, you will naturally not do this, not making a whole bunch of enemies. But if you are a person who are in a state right now of Christy, hey, of resentment and bitterness and anger, if you are living in that state right now, that's pretty much what you are going to do by default, making enemies. You can't help but to make a whole bunch of enemies. All right. So going forward here in 2026, there are certain things we are going to not do. Making a whole bunch of enemies is not one of them. It's too much. When you have to walk around and look over your shoulders everywhere you go, people want to get into fights with you everywhere you go. It's because you are making a whole bunch of enemies. When you go, like if I walk around the town where I live, I don't have people trying to destroy me, hurt me. No, I don't have that. I do not have a whole bunch of enemies. I have people who like me, or people who would want to hang out with me. These are the kind of people who I expect to approach me. I don't expect anybody to approach me for a fist fight. I don't put myself in that situation. I don't create those circumstances. So anger leads to lots of enemies. Anger leads to lots of people do not like you. They just don't like how you behave. They don't like how you sound. They don't like how you talk. And that's why we are doing the work that we do on ourselves, so that way we can avoid getting ourselves into these problems, these situations. All right. I want you to tell yourself that you're not gonna create any more enemies. And some things I would like you to do as well. When I just started out on this journey here and I'm trying to figure out how to better myself, there were some things I did which helped me up until this day. The city that you live in right now, maybe you do not want to leave that city, and that's okay. But how about you move to a different side of that city? Move into a different apartment, different house, whatever. Move to a different side of that city, where the people over on that side, you don't know them, they don't know you. That would be a smart move to make right now. Like I said, when I just started out on this journey here, that was one of the first thing I did. Pack my stuff up, and I made the move. Move to a new city. Even though I didn't have anywhere to live, but I said I'll figure it out. The right people will come, the help will come, and they showed up. That's how I ended up where I am right now, in a way much more better place in life than where I was. You are gonna have to learn how to do that too. Get your stuff, pack up your stuff, and move to a new city. All right? I want you to do that. You're gonna have to learn how to leave where you at. It is so painful. Um, the response, hey Douglas, how you doing? You know, the way how the people respond to you is extremely painful because of the state that you are in. When you get into a loving state where you are kind, calm, peaceful, caring, and compassionate, when you get into that state, you are going to see how people treat you. When you are in the state of anger, resentment, bitterness, hatred, trust me, the feedback will not be pretty. I made those mistakes. I wish I would have known how to correct them at the time. I didn't know. There were certain information that I need to use to work for me. I would have done the work, but I did not know what to do really. I know that there was a problem, but I did not know how to solve that problem. It took me a long time to figure out how to solve that problem. The problem is, hey, Florida Mass, the problem is we are too confrontational, you know. Ako, what's up, man? We are too confrontational. We tend to have these arguments with people regularly, consistently, constantly, systematically. We tend to just behave that way. Okay? What's up, Aqua? What's going on with you, bro? Um, so we tend to do that. And this is why I said, moving forward, we are going to change that for ourselves and for other people. The problem, the issue that I was facing at the time, um, right? I found myself having these, it was a struggle to stay peaceful. It was very difficult, all right? Not something that I actually wanted. I did not want any of that stuff to happen, really. I want to be friends with those people. I really do. But I realized that that wasn't working by just want to be friends with people. Working on myself, fixing myself, you know, is more. Um, that's what I should have done at the time. So I did not know what to do at all. Years later, I discovered that the way how I talk, you know, the way how I talk was creating trouble for myself. And I have to learn how to not speak a certain way. It is a problem. What you say is a problem. And I trained myself over the years to make sure that I don't talk that way anymore. Don't say anything negative about people. Don't talk bad about them, and don't talk bad to them. These are two things that you can practice. Practice not talking bad about somebody, and practice not talking bad towards somebody. This can save you a lot of the feedback that is going to come towards you. I mean, harsh feedback. People will disrespect you. You don't want that. So, over a period of time, I begin to work through the issues, the problems that was making my life a living hell. All right. I wanted to be a better person and everything. But I learned later on the program that I was running on was not a good program. I didn't understand it because I was living with that program for so long, not making up any excuses. But that was part of the problem. It's not that I didn't know any better. I know better. But could I do better? Yes. Did I do better? No. So what's going on here? I was not in control of my life. The program was leading, running my life, running the show, and keep on getting me into more and more situations which I did not want to be in. Finally, it dawned on me and I woke up to it. And then I was in another city. Again, pack my stuff up, head to a new city. When I came to the city here that I'm living in now, things begin to start make a whole lot of sense to me later on. A few years later, things begin to start making sense. I mean, like, oh, now I see why my life played out the way how it did. There was a real issue here, and I need to solve this problem so that I can turn around and look at the people who need help with this and turn around and at least, because I do not want you guys to have to go through what I have been through. It was too harsh. It was too painful. It was too much close call. Piss off too much of the wrong people a lot of times. I did. I really did. I pissed off some wrong people there. But for some strange reason, the universe have me here still. I do not want you guys to make those mistakes. I got lucky. I do not want you guys to live off of luck. I think that's the only reason why I'm here today, because of luck. All right. Thank you very much, Adriana. All right. I do not want you guys to be living off of luck. Luck got me to where I am today. Okay. I did not want to behave the way how I behave. I didn't at all. I, even sometimes I'm telling you, I remember times when I cried sometimes because I am trying to figure out why this behavior stuck with me. It wasn't going away. It wasn't moving. And I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. So I have to backtrack and look back in my life and see where this thing came from. And I understand that, okay, I need to stop it with me. It's coming from the generations down the line. And also, too, I learned something else, that as a man who was raised by his single mother, that can be dangerous, and even to our own detriment at times, because we have so much emotions that we adapt from our parents. Not blaming our parents or anything right now, but it's the reality. We have to look at these things. And if we can look at the problem, then we cannot find the solution to the problem. That is exactly what happened with me there. Took me years to figure out what was going on. And I start getting information, bits and pieces from here and there, and I start put it together. And that's how I became the person who I am today. Today, I'm a peaceful person living a peaceful life. I will call it a peaceful lifestyle, a peaceful existence. I don't have any enemies. I don't go around making enemies. I don't look for new enemies. I look for new friends, new people to go explore with and do stuff with. I got into running. I got into lifting weights, fitness. I always say hybrid fitness, running plus working out. I got into that. I got into training my mind, training my thoughts, training my brain, reprogramming my subconscious mind. Wash away the resentment, wash away the anger, wash away the trauma, the bitterness, all of that stuff. I have to spend the hours to do the work and put in the work. to change. I got into way too much argument with way too many people. That was something that I have to deal with. Okay? It's not pretty because the people who you are getting into arguments with, sometimes they can be a bit more dangerous than you probably even imagine. And then that led you to have to take measures to defend yourself. Why would you want to invite that trouble in your life to begin with? That's what I did. I invite those trouble into my life. And then I have to get ready to defend myself. Meanwhile, I could just not create the problem. I could have just not make any problem. If there is no problem, just don't make any. That's it. You know, you don't make any problem, so that way you don't have to worry about getting the solution. You don't need a solution because you're not creating any problems. Or I should say, okay, if you're gonna create problems, create some good problems. So some problems are good. You bought a car and it is a G wagon or whatever car those cars are. Because I'm not even a car guy, but you need to get 4 new tires, and they are very expensive. Or that car broke down, it's gonna cost you 30 grand to fix it. I think that's a good problem for you to have. You can figure out how to come up because you need your car. You want to drive that car, and you will figure out how to earn the money to get that car, running. I don't think those are necessarily bad problems at all. Okay, but when you go around and you get yourself into unnecessary arguments and fights, and people want to fight you, and you have to start thinking like, okay, what can I do to make sure that I don't get beat up in the streets by these guys? These are different. That's a different situation, different scenario, different story. Okay, those are the things that I was dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Not one day, but pretty much regularly I was dealing with this. It was a problem, a real serious problem. So I have this problem, not knowing how to deal with it. I took the time out to go on the journey. I did not know that I was fixing the problem, but I know I was doing the work. Then later on, I realized that, oh wow, I have changed a lot. I did the right things. So I can change, so that way I don't have to have these type of problems with people anymore. Today, I'm more loving, more kind, more caring, more compassionate, more peaceful, more joyful. I'm fun to be around now. I remember when I was not fun to be around because I was going through a time there. Very dangerous time though, by the way. I could have got taken out during that time, okay? Or I could have taken somebody out and then end up in prison or so forth. It could have go both ways. Not that I get up, salivating over that type of stuff, but that was the reality because of the behavior, the mentality, and the situations which I keep putting myself in, these situations which I don't need to be in. I need to figure out how to run my life and make sure that my life runs smoothly. Okay? I wasn't doing that. Now, looking back at everything and see what I did. Personal development. When that came into my life, by accident, by the way, and that was a blessing. That has led me to create the changes that I have always wanted. I have always wanted to be a better person. Thank you very much, Christy. I have always wanted to be a better person. Yeah, I think about it. I thought about it. I tried to, work on it, but I just did not know exactly how to work on it. It was these information that I was getting from these personal development gurus, and they would say things, and I would follow, and I will do what they say. One thing I have to learn how to do, I have to learn how to let go of resentment and hatred and bitterness. That is not easy to do. Okay? So that is not easy to do at all. People who I used to hate, I'm not sure if the politicians are off of my hate list. I'm not sure, but I'm still working on that. But these damn politicians, I'm not sure if they're, because me and them, I don't think we're ever gonna be friends. you know. But aside from that, aside from those criminals, the people who I find myself hating over the years, I found myself started letting go off of the hate more and more and more, and it's getting more rapidly now, where I do not have a whole bunch of hatred anymore. I have a few stings here and there that happens to me from from past situations, and they will raise their ugly head at times, and I can feel that pain. And I'm like, that's what got me those stings till this day. I can feel the sting of certain places where I was and situations that I put myself in, and I understand now. I know where that came from. So, yeah, Adrian, appreciate you. Yeah. So now I know where that came from, and all I can do now is to work to remove those things. That's my job. I created that situation, those problems. I created them. Now I need a solution, and when I get up and whenever those um because those memories comes back, and I'm looking at them trying to figure out, okay, how can I um, you know remove these things, because I created those problems. Those problems would have never happened if I didn't created them, because of where I was. So I created this mess. Now it's time for me to go back and clean up all that mess. It's on me. It's my job to go back and clean up the mess. And that was it when I listened to the personal development gurus, and they were saying that you're gonna have to go back and clean up that mess that you created. You know that, right? But they weren't really saying it to my face, but they were saying it in the audios. But it was true. So whatever mess I made and whatever mess I created, now it's time for me to go back and clean up all of that mess. So the sting that I feel is part of the mess. I have to go clean it up now. So I have to stop and pay attention to those things and realize that, okay, I'm no longer that person. What do I do now to clean up some more of this mess here? Little by little, bit by bit, piece by piece. I notice when I acknowledge it and I talk to it, trust me, it's not overnight, but more and more and more so. By I address it, acknowledge it, speak to it, the pain becomes less and less, and the frequency of these memories, you know, pops up or comes back, becomes less and less. So it's getting less and less by, the more I keep working on it. One of the things that I do on a regular basis is I have certain audios that I listen to on a daily basis. And then I have to repeat out certain affirmations out aloud. I notice when I do that, those old memories comes up less, because now they have been challenged now. So I'm pushing them back with repetition. So by repeating these thoughts, these words, these phrases, these mantras over and over and over, it pushes back those old programs. They do come, but over a period of time, they go away. Right? And that's what I have been doing with my life for a number of years now. This can help you too. What I've been through, I do not want you guys, what I have been through, I do not want you guys to have to go through it. It's too hard. It's difficult. It's too painful. And it is extremely dangerous. It's too dangerous. I would like you guys to be here. Live life, enjoy life. Have your family, children, perhaps grandchildren. Take care of your mom and dad, because they might be a little bit older now. Become successful and help out your loved ones. These are things that I would like you guys to do. But you're gonna have to change in order for you to make that a reality. You cannot soak up, wallow in your bitterness and expect to get good results. It's just not gonna happen. You're gonna suffer. I want you to stop the suffering in your own life. This is gonna be good for you and also good for the people who who you are going to interact with. People want to love you. People want to be kind to you. They want to treat you well. They want to take care of you and so forth. You want to be kind to other people. You want to love them. You want to be caring, and you want to treat them well. You want to be compassionate towards them as well. But maybe right now you can't. It's very difficult for you to do when you are in that state of anger, hatred, bitterness, resentment. It's very difficult for you to do. You can put on a mask all you want. Only a matter of time, that mask is gonna fall off. It has to, because that's not what's going on underneath. Underneath is pure rage. Right? The trauma, the hurt from the past pain, that stuff still lingers. Right now, who caused you that pain, who gives you that trauma, doesn't matter. What matters right now is you clean up the mess. We don't care who gives you the mess. At least these people don't care who gives you the mess. They don't. I remember when I was going through this stuff, like nobody showed up to say, hey, Ryan, I believe this is what is going on with you. And I think if you do this and you do that, I believe you can probably help yourself. I would be happy to take that advice from those people and help myself. I didn't, because I did. What was interesting? What was interesting at that time? No, I figured that, like, the people who I was around, nobody was there to give me the information that I need. I have to go on this journey myself to go figure this thing out. And I said, when I figure it out, I'm going to turn around and help the people who are struggling with this problem here. Stop creating enemies. Stop making enemies. Stop generating more enemies. You don't need any more enemies. You need success. You need prosperity. You need peace. You might need a bit more money. So after you pay your bills, you have money left over to do whatever you want to do, to save and do whatever else. Right? You don't need to be an angry, miserable, bitter person. You are gonna get back just that, because it is who you are right now. Today, I call myself a runner. And guess what happens? Other people call me a runner as well. they can't help but to do it. They have to call me what I am. So I show up looking fit, looking healthy. That's how they see me, a fit, healthy person who is respectful, caring, kind, generous, loving, very forgiving too. Because I'm not gonna I don't want to hold a whole bunch of stuff against anybody. I really don't. I mean, I can do it for a little while, but after a while, I gotta let that go. That has to go because I need to live my life free of pain. I don't like pain. I really don't. So that's what I have been working on for the longest time. Okay. All right, folks. Ryan here, coming to you with a brand new video. Looking forward to see you soon. A new video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks, and comment down below. Appreciate y'all. Talk to y'all soon. See you in a new video. And today is day 509 days since I've been running and working out. Catch y'all soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.